Hello folks, welcome back. I'm going to show off a computer. It's a Ryzen 3600, 32 gigs of RAM. It has a RTX 2080. I think it has two 512K gigabyte NVMe SSDs. It's just a business style computer, but it does everything I basically need. I just use this as streaming videos. I don't play any games on it. It's, I would say, on par with the old 5930K, 6 core, 12 threads. It's a little bit faster. And back in that day, that was one of the top of the line. I think it was the 5960 was the top line back then. But this is a Ryzen motherboard, so I'm going to show it off. This is the screen. I'm using the Sony A6100 with the Sigma 56mm f1.4. I change the lenses out now and then. This is usually my interview camera, but today I have it on the 4K monitor to show off this computer right here. And I change my camera around because this gives me better focus. So this is the 3600, and as you can see, I still got the sticker on there. I have the a Blu-ray player right here. I have the Wi-Fi right here. If I show you the back part, I'll go back to the 6100, but what I'll do is I'll scroll it down a little bit. So to the back part, you can see some of the ports, and I can just turn it around a little bit. Sorry. Okay. So I have the Thermaltake new fan LEDs on there. You can see the ports. There's not that many ports, but everybody screams about Apple always having USB ports and stuff and dongles. Well, this is just as bad. So the USB Blu-ray, which is right on top there, right next to the Wi-Fi, has to be plugged into two USB ports. And then what I've done is I got a RTX 2080 in there, which has a USB-C that you can utilize off the video card. But basically I got an extra keyboard and mouse. And if I go back here to my Z62, there you can see it. Now you'll see the reflection, so I left the tempered glass on there, but you just unhook this screw, make sure it doesn't come all the way out, and then you just pull down. Alright, supposed to anyway. We'll get over here. Hate doing this, but sometimes more secure. There we go. And you can see beautiful tempered glass. I'll put that right down here so it doesn't fall and break. But now you can see a better shot of the computer. And another mid-morning video. Got up. I don't know what it is. I can't sleep straight through. I blame it on the Industrial Revolution because our forefathers did this all the time. They get up in the middle of the night, drink a cup of coffee, which reminds me, I'll be right back. Got my cup of coffee. And, there one, there. Got my little puppy dog right here. Oh, yes. Got her in my lap. She's not camera shy. She loves the camera. She loves the attention. She loves to be petted. Anyway. So, I'll put her down because I'll be moving shortly. Let's show off this computer. So I'm going to move chairs real quick. So anyway, I moved to this chair. I'm right here. Hi! And what you can see is I have just the AMD fan, RGB fan on a 3600. What I'm thinking of doing is if I decide to buy the AMD Ryzen 5950, that will replace my 3900X, and the 3900X will replace this one. So this one doesn't have that many ports, but if I get my trusty cell phone out with the flashlight, yeah, there's a Kingston 500 gig NVMe, and then I think I have a terabyte SSD in the back, which has me a terabyte of storage too. So I can play games and stuff on here, but I just like it for streaming for my 4K monitor in my bedroom. So I have a little dongle. You can see this keyboard. This is a gyration keyboard. It's pretty neat. It came with the mouse, but I never did like the mouse. So I'm using a Logitech M525. I like these mice. They have a pretty good wide range. But anyway, here's an EVGA RTX 2080. Here's the Thermaltake, I should say, 140 millimeter fans. I got 4 of them. No, I have 3 of them with 120, I think. No, that is a 140. I'm sorry. It is 140 millimeter. But it does very well. And you don't need a light anymore. So you can enjoy the dark. What I am going to do is turn off the lights, and then you can look at it full color. So what you're seeing is the computer here. That's the LG Ultrafine for the Mac Mini. There's my Mac Mini setup right there, which you've seen many parts. Right up there is the A6100, which is looking at this monitor. Right there. So this is the screen, and I can do this. Let's see, function. Yep, I can. I'll be on. Watch this. Ta-da! Magic. Now, you can't see very clear, but this is the Windows version, Windows 10. The problem with these Ryzens, what I've noticed, is that they're all not Windows 11 ready. They're the one I did for my next door neighbor, with the MSI 2590 Pro. That motherboard is now Windows 11 ready. So I'm wondering if Intel and Microsoft are working together, because the 5950 is still a great system, but apparently they're not Windows 11 compatible. And I have some older Intel 9. Let's see, the 9900K, 9700K. They run everything fine, but they're not Windows 11 compatible. They want the TPM enabled. I have it, but it says it's not available. So I've gone to the BIOS. I've updated the BIOS. I don't know what the problem is. I think they're just trying to make you buy new products so it can run the software. So anyway, further ado, let's get back to this. Okay, what I loaded up on the screen is basically 3 programs: CPU ID, HW monitor, CPU Z, and Tech Power Up GPU Z, all the latest version. So if you look at this monitor, the motherboard is running about 42 degrees. There's one sensor, 33, 34, I don't know what they are. The processor is running at 41 degrees right now, 39, 40, back and forth. The speed is about, doesn't quite make it to 4200 megahertz, but it's good enough for me. You can see I have 32 gigs of RAM at 3200. No, I take that back, it's 64 gigs of RAM in this thing. So I have a terabyte SSD. I have a 512K NVMe M.2. I have an RTX 2080 installed on here. The temperature is 40 degrees. Memory is about 48. The hotspot is about 50. And that's the HW monitor. Here's the CPU Z. It's the Ryzen 35 or Ryzen 5 3600. So you can see 42 megahertz. It's going off and on. I go to the motherboard. It's the Asus Prime 8. No, I'm sorry. The B450M/A. So it's a business computer. It's excellent. I last updated on 2019, so it probably needs an update, probably for Windows 11. These motherboard manufacturers take their time and put in the BIOS, but on the memory, it's running at 1600 megahertz, which is 3200 megahertz. Command rate is at 1T. You see the 3200. So what I'm going to go back over is the temperatures right here. We're going to take a look at this one. So it's 44 degrees. I'm going to be running a benchmark. There's the RTX 2080. I'm going to go to a benchmark. I like running this. So a reference let's say we're going to pick the closest one. Let's see if they still have it. They got all the new stuff. 27X. 5960. Okay, so the 5930 is faster than 7700K, but it's a little bit slower than this processor. So let's see how this stacks up against this processor. We're going to look at the temps. So as you can see, it's faster than the 5960, which I think is from 2015. So there's not that much different in processor speeds. I had a 4790K here the other day, and it's just a little bit slower than the 7700K. They're both quad-core processors with 8 threads, but the chips perform well. If you take good care of the motherboard and you update certain parts, they won't die on you. You just replace the battery on the motherboard when it goes out, the 2020 battery, and they'll last forever. Of course, they'll end eventually, but usually it's the either the fan or more likely the power supply. I don't have any mechanical hard drives in my computers anymore. They're all SSD. So I got the speed. I don't hear the ticking noise or the noise from a mechanical hard drives. That's what I enjoy. And then if you look at the setting, so this is 29% faster at the single thread, and then if you go to the reference, it's it's about 23. Wow, a lot better. And if I go here, so these are both 6-core 12-thread processors, and here's the CPU sensors. I can run it again, this time on reference. We'll take a look at the temperature speed of the GPU clock. So basically it's just working the processor, CPU. The temperature is staying at 40 degrees. The hot spot is about 50 degrees Celsius. That's about it. Yeah, so it's 12% faster on multi-thread, and it's about 3% faster on the CPU on the single thread. So it's an okay processor for an i5. I can run some benchmarks and stuff, but just to show you, I'm going to run a little game. Let's see, let's do Tomb Raider on Underworld. Okay, yep, everything looks good. Go there. Yeah, high. Get the best graphics available. I should do it. And you can't. I got it on slow refresh rate. And it's loading up.
None of the ruins are visible from down here, and if Father did explore this site, I see no sign of it yet.
I still don't see how Thailand is connected to Viking, or ruins under the Meta. Hell, even Avalon for that matter.
Helheim's. Various myths use different names, but they all apply to the same remnants of the ancient world.
One of those remnants is still alive. I would hate to be Amanda if Netler ever gets free. I would hate to be any of us.
So you can see great graphics. So anyway, it can play games very well. I can run different utilities to show the performance, but it's excellent. Just take my word for it. Let's get on the internet real quick. Browse. Just want to show you the speed. And this is over the Wi-Fi. So I'm scrolling up and down. You can see it's doing a perfect job. I can go to no, I've had different type of motherboards here, but what I'm going to do,
I want to show you the perfect tool for making stunning videos without leaving the
and
house.
I'm going to
It's
go
from
to my
artgrid.io. It's a revolutionary
channel.
stock footage.
And you can see some of the videos that I have. So you set up computers, gear. If you look at the playlists, some of my favorites. And if I go to the studio, go to my content, as you can see, I have 63 videos that I've done. It's probably not clear, but this is my 64th video. And my goal was on my 65th birthday I would have 65 videos. Well, looks like I'm going to have 65 videos before my birthday. So I've met that goal, or I met it. So I just want to show this off real quick. It's a great computer. You don't have to have the best for your needs. I still use it for gaming, and not much of that anymore either, because you can't get a good graphics card, whatever. So you deal with what you have. So I'm hoping, let's go back to me. So here's the Z6 II in the dark. I mean the Z6 II camera, showing the computer in the dark. It's a pretty good one. Here I am, back at the Mac Mini, showing this off. And here I am at the Z5 with the lights on. Good color. I like the Z5 as the main camera because somehow I think it does the different shades of color on the face a lot better than the Z6 II. Z6 II does a lot of processing, more to my liking. And sometimes just a basic camera works fine. I changed the lens around again, like I always do. So on this one is the 28mm f2.8. It's the small tiny lens that came out. On the Z6 II, and you can look up here also on the upper right hand corner, you'll see it's the f2 40mm. I'm sorry, this is the f2 40mm. I put the 28mm on the puppy one. Of course, it's dark right now. I don't have the lights on. There you go. So see, that's the ZFC, the 28mm. So I thought this was too wide, but actually it's pretty good. I've had the 50mm macro on here, but I think I like this 28mm 2.8. Of course, here's the A6100 looking at the monitor. And then the Z6 II, which has the 14-30. And I think it's a lot clearer at distances with this camera than it was on the Z5. So the Z5 is good on close-up. The Z6 II does a better job with our farther away products. As you can see, this is my 4K TV, Sony Bravia, but I have it hooked up to this tiny computer right here, which is an RTX 2060. And this is a business class Intel computer, but it's an i5 8400. So I got computers in this room all around. It's usually just 4 computers with a laptop and iPad Pro, plus a iPhone. But this is my 5th computer, or PC, that I'm showing off. You can have a decent computer. On the memory on this Ryzen 5 3600, it's a Corsair. They're top of the line memory at 3200 megahertz, but 64 gigs of RAM. And bare minimum on PCs I build are 32 gigs of RAM. This one has 64. And you don't really have any crashes. So if I install the 3900X in this computer, then I'll have the 5950X to replace it in my other computer, my gaming computer with a wide monitor. And I think that will be my next purchase. Prices are going down, and I can probably pick up that processor brand new for $600. It's a lot better than what it was selling for. But anyway, if you like this video, please give me a like, write a comment on there, subscribe. I hope this was helpful. I just show you something that I've been doing for years. I love building computers. I like upgrading. I like helping people. It's just a hobby. I love the cameras. So I'm kind of like a geek guy. But anyway, hope you enjoy the video. And as always, stay safe. Keep smiling. Until next time, goodbye.